Is IV therapy the best hangover cure? First of all, my name is Dr. Chancellor Harn. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I also have a master's of science in human nutrition and functional medicine. This is not medical advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only. And consult with a healthcare provider before you get into any nutrients or IVs or doing anything like that. So, to get into it, I do think that IV therapy is probably the best hangover cure out there. Reason being is, well, let's talk about what is a hangover. A hangover occurs when alcohol is consumed in too great of a quantity for the body to be able to detoxify it and excrete it at an efficient rate, and then that leads to the hangover symptoms that people experience. Hangover symptoms are multimodal in that they can be caused by electrolyte imbalances, B vitamin depletion, increased inflammation, and overall dehydration, and a little bit of poor sleep from the night before, more than likely. So what do we do to help that process, and why is IV therapy really the best cure? So IV therapy is introducing nutrients and fluids directly into the vein. So from a dehydration point of view, we're able to infuse that either saline or lactated ringers or a solution with other minerals and electrolytes in it directly into the vein, and it is the fastest way to rehydrate a person. You could rehydrate throughout the day, but making sure that you had the correct electrolyte balance and that your body was able to absorb it sometimes isn't as efficient as people need it to be. The other thing that we're able to do is a lot of people experience nausea, indigestion, or just overall not wanting to eat the next day. And so repleting those vitamins back into the system as fast as possible is also vitally important for cell function, detoxification, and overall energy. So we're able to add into that IV bag the B vitamins B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 12. And those can be extremely important for energy production and detoxification again. So the other component of it is reducing inflammation and helping the detoxification process of taking alcohol and converting it to acetaldehyde, which is an inflammatory byproduct and toxic byproduct that can damage our cells and lead to that horrible feeling of a hangover. And so getting that out of the body and excrete it as fast as possible. What we can do in that regard is we can use things like N-acetylcysteine and glutathione. Those are somewhat of rate limiting steps in the detoxification process, and they're very powerful antioxidants. So when we're taxing our body, whether it be from just the alcohol alone or stress or working out or not having the proper nutrients, a lot of people almost limit their glutathione production because of that, and then adding in the extra glutathione, whether it be through an IV push or adding N-acetylcysteine to the bag, or possibly both, we can heavily reduce that inflammation and more quickly help the body detoxify from that alcohol. Other things, if it is a severe scenario and the nutrients and the antioxidants aren't enough, we can do things like adding Zofran or ketorolac. Those help with essentially reducing inflammation. They work, one of them's an NSAID, the other one helps with nausea and things like that. And so we kind of save those for more acute scenarios where somebody went out the night before and they have a really busy or big day the next day and they can't afford to be hungover. Those are when those can kind of be deployed. So overall, alcohol is not good for you. It is a toxin. It damages virtually every single cell in the body, and overconsumption of it over a long period of time, or possibly in an acute scenario, will kill you. So a lot of people consume it. A lot of Americans consume it. A lot of people, it's a part of the culture. So the reason I talk about this is because there are ways to mitigate the damage from it and help to be productive the next day instead of having to deal with the hangover.